Alright, guys, so, fuck. I forgot to do the airplane mode. Okay, now we're on. And since I'm such a movie star, I figured I'd change the lighting around on this one a little. Uh, Literally, man, I mean, I am, nowhere near the levels of a Trump and in terms of, following, in terms of any of that. But the amount people obsess about me, I mean, it's just, yeah. Even Brock has caught on that I'm a fitness influencer. I never call myself that. It was never a goal. It just happened. But even Grok will tell you, even Google will tell you, the guy's an influencer, but in a very niche market, and that very niche market is who I cater to. Which is why I don't give two shits what goes on Twitter. I don't give two shits what people say about me. I don't give two shits what people think of me. Yeah, I'm a hobby porn star. I don't care. I mean, and okay, so am I gay or not gay? The debate rages, right? I wanted to do this video, man. Every masculine man out there, regardless of if you're Trump, if you're me, if you're, even if you're just somebody with 0 followers on X or whatever, just starting out, everyone, every single one of those masculine guys gets attacked for what? The first thing is, oh, he cheats on his wife. Okay, well, that's men. Any masculine man would. If a guy's got options, I saw this thing about a woman. She was literally whining about, how she has to lie to her husband to meet her boyfriend. The way in which she was whining, it was like, it's a God given right for her to cheat outside marriage, but not the guy. But she can do it. It was inviting, quite literally, quite literally. And it wasn't a troll, it was a lawyer that posted it. Actual case, probably, I don't know. It's my 21st cup of strong black espresso. This is why I'm in such good shape, guys. I mean, look at me. Do I look like, you have fat doctors that get heart attacks telling me cigarettes are bad for you. What the fuck, man? Nicotine is good for you. Caffeine is fucking excellent. Now, if you can find regular bona fide Chinese green tea, that is super excellent. But you can't find that in anywhere except Russia and China. That's just what it is. You can't find it. Uh, you cannot find that sort of thing anywhere other than Russia and China. And anyway, so there's that thing. Then, if that doesn't work, they'll say, oh, he's gay. Have you ever noticed everyone gets called gay and a pedophile? I get called a pedophile. Why? Because I got my daughter to do the splits when she was, and then even a martial arts instructor, not me, by the way, a potential martial arts instructor who somebody, an ex, has never met. He might be a pedo too, even though he trains everybody. And why? Because I taught her to some basic self-defense, but these, and the splits. And she wasn't doing the splits. I was getting her to pry my own legs open. My naturally inflexible hamstrings, the last 2%. So it wasn't even her doing it. She was just, because she was about this much, and so she was just kicking and she was having fun. And I said, kick as hard as you can. Kick me, just don't, kick me in this area. And then she was doing it. It was nothing, but I was teaching her, martial arts and all that. These same people, they say that women should be given rights, self-defense, all that. And I agree, women should know self-defense. 2 years before that, in her school, and this is mentioned on the Kitty Fitness page, there was this guy, her age, who just up and slapped her for no reason. Now, the guy's father was there, fat, out of shape, but he didn't say anything to his son. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, wait, I told my daughter at that point, the one that I'm referring to, slap him back. She looked at me like this. That's a true story. She looked at me like this, and his father, said, fuck all. He didn't say anything. So she gave him one, because I was like, I'm here. And, she gave him one back like that, and he burst into tears. And it was hilarious. But it shouldn't be happening, right? So if you're calling me a pedophile, but in the same breath you're saying, you're ignoring this, then you're just a fucking idiot, man. You're a hypocrite. Uh, so yeah, you're either a gay if you're successful. We'll get to the gay part later, but pedophile. Okay, so you're either number one, they'll say you cheat on your wife. That's supposed to be terrible because the wife can cheat, but you can't. Number two, they'll spread lies about you being a pedo, a scammer, and all this other. Now, people know that, scamming is so common these days, nobody gives two shits. Being gay is excepting for masculine guys, so if you say a loser is gay, no one cares, because he's a loser, so he's gay. Ben is gay, Ben gay. No one fucking gives a shit. But if a winner, somebody who's actually fucking girls, somebody who's got 450 plus, somebody who's a porn star, excellent condition, he does what's society, especially middle-class society, doesn't want him to do, then he's gay. Or, the level of cope, because these same people, they want it. Like Ben keeps saying, I wish I could have the girls if it was free. Look, buddy, nothing is free in life. You're that woman you live with pays your bills. You cook and clean for her, so it's not free. I mean, she has basically kept you as a slave, when it should be the other way around. But you're a loser. For there to be winners, there have to be losers. And you're one of the losers, and that's fine. But calling me gay, then it's like, I don't get it. Like, the most masculine of men get called gay. Why? We've got the girls. If we were gay, if we would be talking to guys, right? But we don't. Then in that same breath, they say that he cheats on, women, like female housemaids, or whoever the hell the woman is. Could be a rich woman, whoever. Yeah, even in China, it was. I mean, if the guy was gay, why the hell would he not cheat with guys? Does it make any sense? I mean, you gotta choose. Am I gay? Am I not gay? If I'm gay, at least go completely. I mean, these same people, I wrote about this before. They create entire Facebook. Glenn Schofield, he did, about me being a pedophile. He created a fake Facebook page, 2 fake Facebook pages, saying I was a pedo. The parents of those kids then finally, after Facebook banned it, got in touch with me. I had to explain the whole shebang to them. I did, and they were, they were horrified that somebody could even do that to somebody. But then I told them, because, when a guy is actually doing something, when he's actually going somewhere, has the potential to go really big, really, really big. That was the first thing. Ben Bird, he was like, you have so much potential. Why don't you make more video? At that point, I wasn't even making videos. Thank you, little Ben. I mean, you gotta be honest. I mean, he was the one that, I point out a lot negative about him, but what he said, so, because pedophile is something so heinous, but these days even that doesn't matter. Everyone's a pedo, right? Like, the BBC hires who? Like those guys, Philip Schofield, and there was another guy. They were proven to be pedos, and the BBC just kept them on. And they didn't even attack them. I mean, the first guy, I don't mean to laugh about this, guys, but this is hilarious. The first guy was proven to have, I don't even know, I can't remember the name, but grade A child pornography, which is the worst form of, if you research it. Yet they did nothing to him. He's still getting his salary while he's on suspension. If that doesn't give you any about these bloody Jews and the fact that and Ben is actually a Jew, by the way, so he promotes pedophilia, he promotes child sacrifices, he does all that. I mean, he's actually a Jew. I'm not sure if these other two guys are Jewish, but probably, there's that common thread. It's like massive cope mode, man. Anybody people don't like, he's either a gay person, pedophile, all sorts of scammer and all this. And it's also. So, my question to people is, okay, am I gay? Am I not gay? I mean, and then you have people that say, I got these. Let's address this. All right, let's address this. That I got all these. I supposedly have all these weird fetishes, and that I'm, when they're self projecting their own fetishes, or if they're not self projecting it, they're hiding it. But here's the bottom line. I could be anything I chose to. If tomorrow I chose to turn gay, I'd be gay. Because I know how gays think. I know how gays react. I know how gays... If tomorrow I chose to be a lesbian, I could be that without changing my physical body. I mean, I wouldn't need to chop my balls off, but I'd still become a lesbian. It's about the mind. It's about the vibe. It's about eyes. And I keep saying this. About women, that their foot positioning and the way they, place their feet, not just what they do with their hands and stuff, the way they place their feet when they're talking to a guy they like or don't like, says a lot. They mirror your body language completely. Now, you can hate me for saying it, but it's true. Foot reading is indeed a thing. However, if you bring that up to people, they will say you're gay. Because let me be honest, I run this other business. I mean, I've told you so many times, and you guys all want to know about it. But it's right there in the open. You're just too stupid to fucking find it. You're idiots. You won't be able to find it. But, all right. I know how these people think. I know how I know how a lesbian thinks. I know how, a straight person thinks. I could be the most beautiful woman on the planet. I'm the most handsome guy. But if I chose to, I could put on a fucking skirt or whatever. And, with my sexy X-shaped body, you wouldn't know the difference. I mean, that's just what it is. I could, but not just looks. I'm talking, and not just body, I'm talking mentality. I could do it if I wanted to, but I don't want to, I mean, why? I prefer life as a man. Foot reading is indeed a thing, I mean, you can hate me for saying it, but there is no documentation on this. You won't find it on Google. You're not going to find it on the internet. I can look at, let's talk women since I'm hetero. I can look at a woman's... Actually, I can look at... It's easy. I look at a guy and I can instantly tell without a word if he's a cock, what his hidden fantasies are, what he really wants. It takes me less than a second. With a girl, it takes me even lesser. So... These guys saying, maybe he has some hidden fetish or something. Hey, I use those to make money because I do exactly what girls do. I use my sexuality to make me money. You can hate me for it, but you get on Instagram, you see what all the girls do. They use their sexuality to make money. I mean, so... I posted on X today a girl telling Ben Bird that her shit and puke is worth more than her face. Now, she didn't just say that. She actually told me that before because she's a femdomina, and for some reason, I was being polite to her, that's all. But she's a femdomina. They exist. I mean, they take men's money brutally. They'll just put up their feet like this and, and men will send them money, and it's funny. And you know me, right? If a girl can do it, I'll do it. So... I've had guys, quite literally, that they literally send me money just for sitting here like this. Now, I take it. Why the fuck won't I take it? Does that make me gay? I don't want to have a relationship with these guys. I mean, I don't want to fucking, I've never sucked dick or, I mean, talk about it. But, and I know what people will think when they actually want to do that. But you have to look at what a person actually does. Not, I mean, so the whole thing, am I gay? Am I not gay? Do I have, I'm an extremely smart and is Hannibal Lecter gay? They say Trump has a lot of feminine energy. Is Trump gay? I don't think so. Hannibal Lecter danced with a guy, yeah, but he did that for a purpose. He killed him later. He sliced his whole fucking face off. You know, it's called being a psychopath. It's called being extremely manipulative. It's called being devious. It's called being cunning. It's called being everything women naturally are on autopilot. I simply observe things. Then I blend that in with masculine excellence, masculine drive. So women, they will generally they'll think about something, they'll see another woman get something, then they'll think, for me that's not possible, and they'll forget about it, or they'll get on YouTube. For me, if I see something like that, I will not sleep, I will not eat, I will not rest easy till I get that something. I just won't. It could take me 50 years, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Hence my body. And right now, since my body is in such excellent condition, I don't even need to do anything. I mean, I still train extremely hard, but if I trained, maybe even 10% of the number of pull-ups I do, I'd still be, in superstar-like condition. That's just a fact, because I put in all the hard work. You guys haven't. A lot of you guys that are watching this. So it's easy to cope and say, but somebody like a Ben Gay, he actually has those fetishes. He actually sends men money on OnlyFans. I mean, I just pick up on it because I deal with this type all the time on the other business. And I take their money. I'll tell you this. I have literally pretended to be a girl on that other business. I mean, I have. Why the fuck wouldn't I? Somebody's literally begging to give you money. All I did, he's under this impression your feet are so beautiful that you're a girl. And they trigger. Believe me, when I put my feet up like this, people just hate it. Even though it's just a foot. It's just this, But because it's so beautiful, and foot reading, again, people don't realize it, but they read feet. And they feel it, even though they don't realize it. It's just what it is. And so he saw me doing pull-ups or something, or maybe he did. Maybe he saw me on the other business. I don't know. And he was like, and this is what girls have told me, your feet are more beautiful than mine. So I figured this, hell, women make tons of money. Sheikhs in Dubai will fly these women out on private jets just because they look beautiful and they show their tits or whatnot. Every girl wants to be an Instagram model, and, I mean, for me, why wouldn't I take? I just take their money and I just tell them, I'm a girl, yeah, call me what you like. I don't give a shit. Does that make me gay, though? I don't think so. Because you gotta look at what the person actually does. Hannibal Lecter was the straightest person ever. He was not gay, Any remotely masculine man, you look at someone like an Andrew fucking Tate, he roamed around with his shirt off, and he's as non-gay as it could get, and they call him gay to cope. Why? Because he has a whole bunch of women. But anyway, I mean, I thought I'd do that. Even my own, I get accused of being gay and this and that because apparently I want interesting women in bed. And you know what? And people are so ready to believe lies. This is what everyone wants, lies, because lies are a form of cope. When there's a problem, they only find me because, number one, I'm a problem solver. They know I'll fix it. But number two, because I'm very honest. I refuse to lie. It could hurt me. It could cost me money. It could cost me jobs. It has cost me jobs in the past, being too honest. But then I remember the way I was brutally beaten when I was young. Now, the guy doing it will not say it was brutal, whatever. But the mental part, you can't lie. And I was like, okay, I can't lie, then you're gonna get that extreme. You gotta choose. Either you do it or you don't. Either you lie or you don't. Okay? It's that simple. And I don't lie. And, it's just what it is. I don't lie. It could affect me, but I'm not gonna lie. It could cost me money, but I'm not gonna lie. Fuck off. I just, I'm not gonna do that. Um, and so, my ex, or it could be anybody, they'll walk up to my family, mom, dad, whatever, or they'll walk up to the neighbors. Oh, he does this. The neighbor will think, oh, he's got long hair, he does his own thing, he talks to a whole bunch of girls, he's doing what I can't. And, both the man and woman will think. So their cope is to attack. Oh, he's gay, he's a misogynist, he's this, he's that. And I said this the other day, why don't you ask those same girls that you guys claim I rape? Why don't you ask the kids? You guys claim I'm a pedo. Why don't you ask? Why don't you ask their parents? Why don't you ask the girls you claim, I cheat with and, rape or, whatever the fuck it is? You know what? Because the truth will come out and you don't want to hear it. It's that simple. So you just cope by saying he's gay, he does this, he does that. It's all a massive form of cope, buddy. What can I say? Later.